What's up, fight fans? Welcome to Mr. Mustache MMA News. Tonight, I want to be discussing UFC 273's main event for the UFC featherweight title between Alexander Volkanovski and the Korean Zombie. Super exciting, a lot of shit to talk about. So getting into it right away, I want to talk about the champion, Alexander Volkanovski. Right now, I think he's 23-1. He's coming off that really dominating victory against Brian Ortega. Yeah, he did have those two submissions where he almost got caught in the guillotine and the triangle, but he was able to get out of those. It was fucking wild. It was it was almost like he was possessed. It was crazy. But for most of that fight, he was dominating Brian, and it was looking pretty bad for him. He was just getting outclassed in almost every facade besides the jiu-jitsu game. And even though people think that Volk lost that fight against Max Holloway, the second fight is what I'm referring to. I'm one of them. He did take the title from Max in that first fight, so you can't deny him there, and he looked really good against Aldo. He stopped Aldo in his tracks. He stopped Chad Mendes in his tracks. He had a really nice victory over Jamie Mullarkey over, I think it was in Australia or New Zealand. It was over in the regional circuit back over there. His only loss was to a welterweight where he basically got fucking legally murdered. It was a net. You guys have to check it out. I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube. But the dude was like twice his size. So, that's his only loss. That was like his fourth fight. Alexander Volkanovski has become one of the most badass dudes on the planet, and he's just a fucking tank. And I think that's going to be the deciding factor in this matchup, I think that his size, his strength, his pressure, his ability to go through things and just be this fucking freight train, I think that's going to be his key to success against the Korean Zombie. The Korean Zombie, he's not really big for a featherweight. I just think he's going to be outpowered in this fight. I think Volkanovski, if he's smart, he takes it to the ground and he uses his ground and pound and his elite wrestling to negate anything that Zombie's going to bring to the table. Zombie was dominated by Brian Ortega, who was then dominated by Volkanovski, and I know MMA math is kind of bullshit, it doesn't really work, but I think it really does in this case. I think Volkanovski, you basically have Max Holloway, Volkanovski, and everybody else. You don't really, you have basically 1-1. These guys are pretty much neck and neck with one another. This fight, that third fight is not happening only because Holloway's hurt, and that's why we're kind of almost having, it's not interim because Volk is the champ, but this is just kind of just giving the fans what they want, keeping the pay-per-view going, and Volkanovski being a company man and taking a big risk. Volk is taking a big risk. He should be fighting Holloway, but whatever, it is what it is, and this is the world we're living in. I'm very excited for this matchup. I think Volkanovski, I'm not trying to shit on the Korean Zombie, and he definitely could pull something out of his ass in this fight, and he definitely is a worthy adversary for Volk, but I just don't see it happening, and I think Volk right now at this time in his career, he's just on another level. He is just the featherweight version of Kamaru Usman. The guy almost just seems unbeatable, and the only chinks in his armor that we've seen him, I think Mendes dropped him once, but he got right back up. It was like killer instinct. Oh shit, not today, dude. And his fight against Max Holloway, that rematch, I do think he lost that fight, and it sucks that Max got robbed. But everybody kind of recognizes that, and Volk has kind of even said in recent interviews that, maybe he did lose that fight, but it is what it is. This is what's happening. He is the champ, too fucking bad. And if you are a hater of Volk, you kind of have to deal with it. The dude is that fucking good. You can't deny it. And I'm very excited for this main event. I hope Volk gets through the Korean Zombie so we can see that third matchup with Holloway. And that's pretty much that. I don't really have too many thoughts on that main event, I guess, moving forward. So tell me what you guys think. I don't know. Sorry for the lack of energy on this one. I don't really see any different outcome besides Volkanovski dominating this fight. So if you guys think any differently and you guys think I'm fucking crazy, please let me know in the comment section. I'd love to hear about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that little bell thing for notifications. I'd love to hear it, guys. Mr. Mustache MMA News out. Let's fucking go, fight fans. Thank you.